Hi, my name is Bill, and before today's Bible story, I want to play a game with you. It's kind of a guessing game. Now, I'm thinking of a book, and I want to see if you can guess what the book is. All right? I'm going to give you some clues, so listen careful. Here are the clues. This book has many words, and it's filled with hundreds of stories. Now, there's stories in there about kings and queens and animals, and even stories about creation. All the stories in this book are true. Do you know what book I'm thinking about? Well, if you guessed the Bible, you're right. Now, the Bible isn't just a big storybook. It's filled with stories that talk about God's love for us and the plan He's made so that all who follow Him will someday be able to live with Him forever. And in the Bible, there's two very special people, Timothy and Paul, who wanted to make sure lots of people learned about God's love. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of people in this world that don't know who God is, and they don't even know about the Bible. These two men wanted to change that. So this is their story. Once there were two men, Paul and Timothy. And when Timothy was a little boy, his mother and his grandmother told him lots of things about God. That grandmother would read to him. And Timothy, he would listen to every word that Grandma said. So when he got to be older, he wanted to share what he learned with everybody that he met. And that's when he met a good friend of his, a man whose name was Paul. And one day Paul said, I have a favor to ask of you. Timothy, could we team up together and share God's word with everybody that we meet? Wouldn't it be great if everybody could learn about God? And Timothy said, yeah, I have lots of stories to tell. Will you teach me how to share them with others? And Paul said, sure. So they teamed up and became really good friends, and they told anyone who would listen about God's love. Well, this happened for many years. And then one day Paul said, God's calling me to tell people in faraway lands about Him, but there's still people here that don't know about Him yet. Timothy, why don't you stay here and teach these people? And I'll go far away and teach those people. Of course, Timothy was kind of sad because he would be saying goodbye to a really good friend. But he knew that there were still lots of people in his land that didn't know who God was. So Timothy said goodbye to Paul, and Paul left for faraway lands. And Timothy continued to share God's love with all who would listen. I tell you a lot of Bible stories in our Sunday school class, but God doesn't want us to keep Him a secret. He wants us to share those stories with all who we meet. So that's what I want you to be doing. Think of your family, your friends, the people you meet each day, and tell them a little bit about God's love as well. Tell them the Bible stories and invite them to come to Sunday school. Who can you share Jesus with this week? I want you to think about it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.